I believe it goes without saying that one of the most important roles in Hell Let Loose is the engineer. Outside of AT, tanks would have a hard time getting repaired, the enemy would be able to storm strong points without obstacles, and of course, the commander will have quite the difficult time calling in drops for his men. This is for you, engineers, the ones who help control the fight by engineering to the battlefield. Too much freaking smoke!
I can't see the browning. It's smoked out.
Enemy is coming from the north. Right, flank them on the right side.
Oh, we got me.
They're crawling in the wheat fields to the west. He's coming to me there.
Now, the engineer class would not be possible without their best friend, the support class. These two classes go hand in hand. You cannot have one without the other and meet the majority of the goals set forth in a match. This will serve as a possible guide to help players who have questions on how to be a decisive engineer. I can put up a sandbag if you want. If you want a better position, I can put up sandbags for you. Just let me know.
I can put one right here.
Okay, give me 1 second. Alright, there you go.
Beautiful.
Yep, no problem. A quick look at the origin of the word engineer will lead you to the middle of the 14th century. The word is coined by militarized practices. It literally translates to constructor of military engines. Before this word was in practice, you can, however, date great construction back all the way to Imhotep, builder of the Step Pyramid. Fast forward to October 329 BCE, and you will find that Alexander the Great ordered his catapults to turn and fire on the Scythians, while his men crossed the river to safety. This is the first recorded use in human history of artillery. With that said, let's dive in on how to be a decisive engineer in Hell Let Loose. This guide is written at the current state of Hell Let Loose. Update 4. As soon as you take engineer, you should ask your squad leader if he wishes for you to run out with support to drop down nodes. He may want to place a garrison first, then mark an area on the map for you and your support to run to. If not, either way, your first objective should be focused on getting all 3 nodes down.
Putting
down munitions! An engineer can build only one of each node. 1 fuel, 1 munitions, 1 manpower. Alright, got 1 of each down up to that outpost. The team's max is 2 nodes of each. How much these nodes produce per minute is influenced by the location of the map they are built. Alright, thank you. I'm going to put down another node, and we'll set this up. First, let's make one thing clear. You cannot build them in HQ. You have to start at the first sector above HQ to start getting resources. The closer they are to your HQ, the lower the rate, but higher the chance to being able to build them and hold them for a longer period of time. The further away from HQ you are, the higher the rate but lower the chance of being able to build them and hold them for a long period of time. Of course, this is influenced heavily by how aggressive the enemy is with finding your nodes to dismantle them. The base rate of each node is 5 per minute, and scaling is multiplied by each row on the map. Each row of the map counts from 5, 10, 15, 20, so forth. The goal is to max the output per minute, but that does not always go to plan. Now, with that said, this gets a little confusing. The official form from the devs states the word row, though in practice it is indeed sectors, which are groups of 2 rows after the HQ sector where the multiplier begins. The amount is also influenced by whether you are an offensive or warfare match. Either way, keep in mind nodes cannot be placed in enemy territory.
Oh man, we just gotta do this or we're gonna die here. I've lost this thing too many times. We gotta do our thing.
That's right, keep them back. There is a max cap of 25 per minute in offensive mode if you are on the defender's side, and 15 in warfare. It strongly depends where these nodes are placed due to teamwork from the overall team. You can try to place it as far away in the sector of your furthest locked point at the beginning of the match, or place it within the defenses of a locked point. It's heavily dependent on the situation. Some people view nodes should be placed very aggressively in the beginning of the match. Some commanders and squad leaders will order you to head out and place it as far as you can to max the output. I have seen this work, and I have seen this not work. If the enemy does not find your nodes but takes the territory, your nodes will not be destroyed. They have to be dismantled or destroyed by explosive means. I personally will drop them in the row at the first point captured or at the furthest locked point when the match starts, unless otherwise told. This at least allows the trickle of resources to start coming in. Tanks are fuel guzzlers. Keep that in mind. When you take a point, it's best practice to move your nodes up to generate more resources per minute. You will have to dismantle your nodes first, have support drop supplies at a proper location, then rebuild them. To be honest, at the current build, this can be cumbersome.
Comes the next round of supplies are down.
The next one, if you can go right across the street there where the
Supplies.
opening is in the courtyard.
We
Done.
need supplies.
A workaround is hope that other squads will place nodes at the forward locations after you dismantle yours. Talk with your squad leader of what the best course of action is to take. As long as you are being proactive with helping getting nodes down, no one will be upset with you.
Oh, Command is complimenting you on the nodes.
You're welcome. Doing my job. When all the nodes are in place, it is best to start setting up defenses in the forward point you have taken. This is now a double-edged sword stance. Defenses works wonders at keeping the enemy back, but if the enemy does break through and take the point, now your team will have to fight through those same defenses to recapture it. I find defensive setups to be quite effective. All access points should be blocked, sandbags should be placed around Pack 30s or on a main open space for machine gunners. AP mines should be placed at all points the enemy can exploit, and mines should be on the roads or fields for enemy tanks, respective to the area you are defending.
You one of those engineers that just puts barbed wire everywhere?
At the access points.
I mean, it's good and bad. I just sometimes find it annoying when I'm trying to run through it, but I mean, it's good for defending.
Yeah.
Where do you want the supply?
In the middle, by the munitions, has a wider radius. And yeah, I agree, it can get annoying, but until they fix like something with it, like you said they will. Yeah, that's just how it is.
It's neither good nor bad. Like, I don't have an issue with it. I'm just like...
Oh, I know, because you try to jump over it, and then you get that bug where you're like stuck in the middle and you can't do anything.
And you're just a nice open target to get headshot.
Yeah, I agree, but I mean that's, you know, again, that's just how
It is
the
what
game
it is, yeah.
Yeah. Now, due to this game's current build, a single engineer can only build so much of each structure. This can also be difficult to organize, but with an active squad, you should be able to switch with your support, and then one other person to build the highest output of effective defenses your squad can before the enemy is upon you. The developers desperately need to get supply trucks in the game. They're coming! They are coming! In Hell Let Loose, your placed AP mines will not detonate if a team member runs over it. Now, if the enemy runs over your mines and one of your team members are near it, this could possibly kill them. Don't take this to heart. Apologize if it occurs, but hopefully they understand this is war. The goal is to keep the enemy at bay. There will be casualties.
Oh, they are giving us hell, man.
Yup.
Yeah, I just saw, like, everyone die.
Yeah, it had a fucking bombing run right on our outpost. It was good.
Yeah, there's body parts all over the place. Tanks that are out in the field often receive quite the fight. They are huge, noisy moving targets. They are such targets because in Hell Let Loose, they are indeed a real threat. Keep your tanks alive. Ask your squad lead if any tanks are requesting repairs. Move out to those tanks and yell to them you are going to repair them. If not, they may not see you and possibly run you over. I'm right here, just stop backing up, you're gonna hit me!
Thank you.
Yep, I'm following you the whole time. If you can, have support come along with you to drop supplies. When the supplies arrive, turn and build a repair station near the tank. Once done, get right back on that tank and keep repairing it. I'm gonna try to get a repair station up for you guys. I'm trying to work with support right now to
our
get that
support
up.
guy left.
Copy, thank you.
You need supplies over here, is that
Redeploy
what you said?
support and get him some supplies.
Yeah.
That'd be
I need
great.
supplies.
Hey. Just a second, I'll be right back.
Okay.
Supplies in 2
Everybody get in
seconds. Here it
circles so
comes.
we can
Supplies are up
capture.
now.
Okay.
Go.
Hold on, tank, hold on.
Back.
Repair station going down. Give me a second. Halfway there. Alright, it's up, it's up.
On another one?
Yeah,
Put
drop
down
another one just in case. It's always good just to drop supplies all over the place. Look at that. Repairing you as well.
It's got 2 guys on it now.
Nice.
That's right.
Enemy down. Nice job.
Oh yeah, we got to keep this tiger going. Got to keep this tiger going.
It's good teamwork right here.
Make it rain. Make it rain. 80%. That's right.
Yeah, he was down to like 32.
He was, not now. He's at 90. He's at 90.
Oh, he's going completely filled. I am not
That's
leaving
right.
his side. He's staying alive. Please note that nothing is guaranteed when accepting the role of an engineer. All of this that I have stated also largely depends if you are in a defense squad or assault squad. In my experience, great squad leaders will allow you to do your job and praise you for doing such a job. You are one engineer among 49 other players on your team, but as a constructor of military engines, do diligence. Be proactive, practice forward thinking, and above all, be constructive.
Bringing it in.
This road is just hedgehogs, sandbags, and
We're dropping more
barbed wire.
supplies down now.
Roger that. Do you need to put more up, or are you at max?
Oh no, there's
only
some more here. With an airdrop.
Keep walking down this road, just put them all over the place.
Just holler back to him. And holler is the word. Holler back to him. You're just making it rain. Making it rain.
Alright, all the nodes are down. I'm gonna start doing
Mines and everything else.
yeah.
Yep, I'll put one supply down, and then I'm gonna come back in as a. I'm gonna drop ammo boxes.
Okay, very good. If you could come over
That's
to
right.
me, right in this courtyard